everybody, and welcome to my kitchen. Heard of shrimp and grits before, right? You know, that bowl of grits topped with some shrimp, some sort of topping on there. Well, today I'm going to show you shrimp and grits like you have never seen it before. Let's go. Okay, so today we're going to do shrimp and grits a little bit different. Fried grit cakes topped with Creole shrimp. Now this is my version of shrimp and grits, and this is my specialty, so I really shouldn't be telling you guys the secret, but I'm gonna do it today just for you guys because you're in my kitchen. So the first thing we do is we're gonna start with the grits. You want to have a good stone ground grit. So the grits that I'm using today are Professor Torbert's orange stone ground grits. All right, so first things first, we want to take some grits. This is about 2 cups of grits, and I'm gonna pour it into a pot with about 3 cups of heavy cream. Alright. So next we're gonna go in with a little bit of butter. That's about a tablespoon of butter. And then I'm gonna go ahead and stir in those grits. Alright, so we're gonna stir these grits in. As you see, these grits have been cooking for about 5 minutes. They take a little longer than your instant grits. It's gonna take about 10, maybe 15 minutes. So what I do is I just turn it down on a low heat. And as it's on the low heat, you don't want these too high because, as I said, these are stone ground grits. It takes a little bit longer for them to cook. So I like to cook them on medium low. And as you can see, after about 7 minutes, they'll start to get nice and thick like you see here, right? So that's why I use heavy cream only. You notice I didn't put any water in it. I want to go ahead and season it with some granulated onion. And this here is some garlic and salt mixture mixed together. I'm gonna just whip that in there. That's gonna give it all the flavor. And as you can see, the more we stir it, the thicker it gets. And you wanna constantly stir your grits because Lord knows, no one wants those burnt grits at the bottom of the pan. Once it gets nice and thick like this is about after about 8 to 9 minutes, we're gonna go ahead and add in our Parmesan cheese. And we're gonna just fold that Parmesan cheese in there. And the Parmesan cheese is basically going to be our binder. This is what's gonna help our cakes turn into cakes. So this is about a total of 12 minutes on the stove. You should start to look like this. Just keep stirring. All right, so next we're gonna just take these grits. Now, we're gonna put them in this seal pan. Now this is old school, y'all. I done had this muffin seal pack pan since college, so it's my baby. You can get these from anywhere that they sell kitchenware. They may be bigger or smaller, and it really just depends on how large you want your cups, and you'll see what I mean at the end. The grits have that butter in there, so the oil is going to help them to release once everything begins to cool down. So now we just need to fill up the cups. Take a little water and put my fingers in there and just kind of give it a pat. That helps it smooth it down more. The water is gonna fight against, you know, the oils that are in here, which is from the cheese and from the butter. So that's gonna just help it make it smooth and perfect little cups. And now we're gonna let these cool down in the fridge for a second. So basically this is what's going to come up your little grit cakes. Once they cool off, they're gonna pop right out of that seal pack container and they're gonna come out looking perfect. And I've done a few different sizes. This one's for me, it's the biggest. And yeah, so this is the basis. So now we're gonna go ahead and begin to create our cakes. All right, so here I have about 3 eggs. We're just gonna whip them up. We wanna make sure the yolks are whipped evenly with the whites, because if you don't do this, what'll happen is the whites will be on one side, the yolks will be on the other side. You'll have uneven breading. So we don't wanna do that. And we don't wanna bread these too thick. No, 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 no. So I have here this lime cilantro breadcrumbs. You know I always try to find cute little finds for you guys, right? I got this from Kroger. Kroger, I want my money. Okay. All right, so first things first, I'm gonna go in here. I'm gonna just put those breadcrumbs right on top. This, like kind of pat them in. Make sure they're in. Roll it around on the sides. All right, that's one, and we'll bread the rest. And we're done. We're gonna start prepping for the shrimp. We're gonna go into the fryer with these in a moment. All right, so I have to go wash my hands off because we all know sanitation first. We're not worried about the corona, more about salmonella. So make sure you wash your hands. All right, so once we're done with that, I'm gonna take my trusty knife. Oh yeah, coming real soon to a kitchen near you. My Chef Tregaye knife. You're gonna be able to chop everything, and I'm gonna show you now. So first things first, I wanna get the chopping. I'm gonna start chopping my garlic. And before I go there, I got a lot of things to chop, so let me just tell you real quick, then you go watch me chop. So we're gonna chop up some garlic, we're gonna chop up some bell pepper, chop up some celery, a little bit of onion, as well as some cilantro. All of this is gonna be for our Creole shrimp. Let's get to chop. Olive oil in the pan. Next, I've added some garlic. You want to just let that garlic cook until it becomes aromatic. You want to be able to kind of smell the garlic without it getting brown. And then next, we're going to just go ahead and throw in some onions and celery. You want to cook this onion and celery just until it gets nice and translucent. You want to be able to kind of almost see through it, but let it still have a little bit of crunch. And then we'll finish it with the peppers. This is going to bring that marriage of flavor together. It's going to be amazing. Once all this kind of comes together, we're going to put a half a stick of butter in the pan with about 2.5 tablespoons of flour. And you want to just kind of stir that around until it becomes nice and thick. This is your roux. You want it caramelized, almost like a brown color, like a caramel color. Once it gets to that caramel color, then we're going to go ahead and add in our Worcestershire sauce. We're going to add in some tomato sauce. And then we're gonna finish it off with some seafood stock. Once we're done with that, we went on ahead and added the shrimp to the pot. So now we're just gonna let it simmer and we're getting ready to fry some grit cakes. All right, so we have our breaded grit cakes. We have our oil in a cast iron skillet. It's about medium-high heat. We're gonna go right in with that. You don't want it too high, because you don't want it to cook the outside before it gets the inside nice and gooey. Cast iron conducts a lot of heat, so if you need to turn it down, just turn it down. You need to give it an early flip, you can do that as well. So the key is not to overcrowd the pan. That's the key. So we can make sure we get that even golden brown all over. So we're gonna do some cilantro. Just kind of rough chop it. It doesn't have to be crazy. Just a rough chop. All right, now we hit it with the finishing touches. And there you have it. My beautiful version of shrimp and grits. It's the deep fried grits with Creole shrimp. We got our nice crispy grit at the bottom there. We have our colossal shrimp in a Creole sauce, topped with a little cilantro just for some pop of flavor. Don't ever say that I didn't teach you anything. Bon appetit. Y'all, if you want everybody and your mama talking about you at your events, baby, you better, see you next time.